Kraft Mac and Cheese isn't just a go-to snack you make when you're tired after a stressful day at work. Sure, it's juicy, tasty, and melts in your mouth like a creamy dish from paradise, but how the heck is it made? Chances are, you've probably eaten it more times than you can count. But have you ever wondered what you might see if you hopped on a bus all the way to the Kraft Heinz factory in Wisconsin? Well, let's take that trip together and start from the very beginning. When it comes to mac and cheese, the ingredient list isn't exactly top secret. The real secret is the specialized process it takes to convert all those raw materials to the sticky goodness you know and love. The pasta is made from good old durum wheat, sourced from vast, windy plains all over America, and shipped to the factory where it is turned into the classic elbow-shaped macaroni. But how exactly does that happen? Do they simply cut it? Or is there a secret macaroni-making ritual passed down from generation to generation? It all starts with mixing the wheat flour with water to create a dough. Then, the dough is kneaded, pressed, and squeezed through an extruder. That's why the next stage of the process is given extra caution. The extruder shapes the dough into that iconic elbow shape, and after that, the pasta is dried. This drying process is crucial. It's what gives the macaroni that perfect al dente texture when cooked. If you actually follow the cooking instructions, that is. It all sounds very simple, but this stage is aided by tons of specialized equipment worth gazillions of dollars. For a company as big as these mac and cheese manufacturers, everything needs to be state-of-the-art, or they could risk disappointing hungry customers who crave that classic texture. Imagine you're eating dinner after a long day, and you make some box mac and cheese that feels like chewing gum in your mouth. After that, they wouldn't be in business much longer. Now that the pasta has dried, we can set it aside to prepare for the next stage of the process. These little elbow-shaped goodies have to dot their I's and cross their T's because they are heading into the final exam. Before we send the pasta off on its cheesy journey, it has to pass a series of quality checks. But hold on, I just have to ask, what do you think goes best with mac and cheese? Maine lobster, Alaskan king crab, or tomahawk steak? Let us know in the comments what you think goes well with this legendary meal. The most popular answer gets a major shout out from us. So choose wisely, guys. Now let's go check on that pasta, shall we? For the next step, each piece is inspected to ensure it's got the right shape, the right texture, and the right amount of bounce. Yes, you heard that right. Bounce. That's the secret to making it feel like a home-cooked meal, even when it has been on the shelves for ages. So what comes next? Aren't we forgetting something really important? Of course we are. What is mac and cheese without the cheese?
Hello, Margot! I am Nico! Would you like some of my cheese?
The cheese powder found in every pack is the star of the show, if you really think about it. Have you ever wondered how the makers of box mac and cheese managed to turn a block of cheese into a fine neon orange powder that sticks to everything it touches? Well, you're not alone. To the layman, the transformation might seem like magic, but the reality is a bit more scientific. The cheese starts out as regular solid cheese, like what you'd find in your local deli, except this one has been created for industry standards. Wait, do you mean that bright orange processed cheese powder starts off as normal cheese? As crazy as it sounds, that's exactly what happens. According to some manufacturers, they start off by making their own cheese. But cheese alone isn't enough. If it was, a million other companies would have beat them out of the market. The makers add a special blend of flavorings and colorings to achieve that iconic taste and hue. It's a closely guarded secret, sort of like the formula for Coca-Cola. Except in this case, it's not about world domination through iconic black soda. It's basically about making sure your mac and cheese has that unmistakable tang that makes your taste buds go, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Are you thinking mac and cheese is the Michael Jordan of the fast food business? You're absolutely right, because nothing else comes close. So what happens next? In the next step, They mix and blend that cheese with a bunch of other ingredients to make the world's most legendary cheese sauce. That blend of spices is as big a secret as KFC's 21 herbs and spices. But you came here for the full scoop, so we'll tell you everything for free. The manufacturer adds a dash of bright red paprika, smooth yellow turmeric, and finally some annatto to give the mix that extra kick. The turmeric is a healthy option that adds a bunch of nutrients to the dish, and as a bonus, it gives the cheese that perfect color you know and love. The annatto, on the other hand, is a neat little discovery that was extracted from the seeds of achaiote trees. Its vibrant colors help it act as a purely natural food dye. What that means is the cheese powder is basically 100% natural, which is a lot to ask for in this age of hyper-processed foods. The color mix they go for is a shade that's somewhere between sunset on a tropical beach and construction worker safety vest. So, is that all there is to making the cheese powder? Not really. This cheese sauce gets a small amount of sodium phosphate added to it, which is the magic ingredient that helps bind the oil and water in cheese so that it stays smooth and creamy when it melts. At this point, the cheese still looks like a radioactive mud puddle after heavy rain. So, how does it go from this to powder? The last step in transforming cheese into cheese powder involves a method that predates even industrial macaroni and cheese: food dehydration. This natural technique, including curing and other methods, has been utilized by indigenous Americans in various Eastern cultures for centuries. The primary goal of dehydrating food, whether through natural means, heat, or more modern chemical processes, is to make it practically non-perishable. These days, food dehydrators are so common that you can get one in your local supermarket for the price of 2 coffees. And that's basically what the manufacturer uses, only that theirs is much, much larger. We're talking bigger than your apartment kind of large. This industrial-grade dehydrator removes the moisture from the cheese sauce and turns our cheese sauce into dry powder. Once the cheese powder is perfected, it's time to pack it up. Each packet is filled with just the right amount of cheese magic to turn your pasta into a cheesy masterpiece. The packaging process is meticulous, because if there's one thing these manufacturers know, it's that you can't mess around with the cheese powder. You just can't. It has to be airtight, foolproof, and ready to withstand a trip to the moon should NASA ever decide to take comfort food into space. So, now that we have our perfectly shaped pasta and our cheese powder, that's more cheese than cheese itself. How do these elements come together to create the iconic mac and cheese experience? Is it simply a matter of tossing them in a box and sending them on their way? You wish. Now that we have both items ready, it's time for the real magic to happen. The packaging process is mostly about putting the noodles into the box, the dried cheese mix into a packet, which also goes into the box. Even though they used a box for most of their history, Kraft Heinz has also upgraded the packaging to become more modern and convenient to make with an easy microwavable cup version. Now, you might also see this cute little cup on the shelves. But whether it's a cup or a box, the packaging process is repeated on a large scale, and the individual boxes and cups of mac and cheese get packaged into bigger boxes, which wait to be shipped out of the factory. But that comes much later. Try to think of a bustling factory floor where pasta and cheese powder meet for the first time. It's a meeting so beautiful that the industry workers see it like some kind of cheesy rom-com pun intended. The pasta moves down the production line, eager to fulfill its destiny, while the cheese powder waits patiently to be united with its brother and set to its new home. It's not exactly a love story for the ages, but in the world of comfort food, it's a match made in heaven. The two are combined with the precision of a lab scientist conducting an experiment. Every box must have the perfect ratio of pasta to cheese powder, because too much or too little cheese is just unacceptable. Before the boxes are shipped out, they undergo a final round of quality assurance. It's a parade where every box has to prove its worth. The boxes are weighed to make sure they're not cheating on the pasta, and they're inspected to ensure they're sealed properly. There's nothing worse than opening a box of mac and cheese only to find that someone's stolen the cheese packet. That's the stuff of nightmares. It's a long and tedious process, but it seems to be working. The company has been growing exponentially in recent times because more and more people are choosing to buy Kraft's Mac and Cheese. To make sure they can match the expected standards, Kraft Heinz's facility in Wausau, Wisconsin, implemented a recent 20,000 square foot building, expansion and plant modernization project for the Kraft macaroni and cheese blue box product during the pandemic. This project was so out of the box that it received a 2021 Manufacturing Innovation Award from Pro Food World. Now, if that doesn't show what it takes to make perfect mac and cheese, I don't know what does. By the time it's taken off the shelves, the mac and cheese is ready to eat in under 10 minutes. And it's so delicious that you might run to the store for another box that same night. It remains a mystery why Americans love mac and cheese so much. Maybe that's because it punches above its weight. It is becoming a popular side dish menu for most upscale gourmet dining restaurants, like the famous lobster mac and cheese in many steakhouses. It's the unsung champion for working parents, the gourmet option for fast food connoisseurs, and the legendary after-school snack for kids. Basically, this mac and cheese is for everyone, and we can't get enough of it. We did the digging to get some answers, and now you know how exactly this spectacle is made from scratch. So that leaves us with just one question. How soon are you getting your next box of creamy mac and cheese?